Rob here. Let him know we're live.
Yep.
He's going to send out another text. Hey, everybody, this is Dave Wood. I know I was just rambling there for a second. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Rashkin, also known as He-Man, for those of you who saw our last launch. Aaron is our special guest for tonight, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit as well. You know, this was a last-minute kind of a thing cool, we got a text going out letting people know. This is a last-minute kind of thing today. We wanted to kind of surprise you guys with a little bit of a teaser.
Rob here. Let him know we're live.
I think that I'm hearing the echo on your computer there.
Hey, everybody, this is Dave.
But we wanted to tease you with a little bit of content here tonight for a product that we're launching on the 9th. A lot of you guys were on our last live broadcast with our CEO Jonathan Cronsted, where we announced that on the 9th of this month we're going to be launching a new product, as well as at our event coming up in Miami, Florida. And tonight it's going to be a little bit of an interesting subject, and that's going to be how to get money 10 times faster, how to make money in your business and multiply what you're doing incredibly quickly. We're not going to spend forever tonight because we want to keep the concept short. Before I kind of introduce Aaron, I wanted to share a quick story. When I got on the internet, it was 2009, and I was against selling expensive stuff. For whatever reason, I had an internal values conflict with getting people to buy things that were more expensive but also gave more value. And I had this strange idea in my head that you should just basically teach everything to everybody for free. And so that's exactly what I did. And when I was exposed to opportunities to sell things and to get, a $1,000 commission or a $3,000 commission or a $5,000 or $10,000 commission, I turned them down. And the reason I turned them down is because when I started online, I couldn't afford that stuff. And so I was thinking about myself and projecting the problems that I had on the internet onto other people. And so because I rejected the opportunity to earn higher level commissions from things, it really slowed down my ability to make money. A lot of you guys know my story. I started off in a van in 2009. Within 90 days, I was only earning a multiple five-figure monthly income. And guys, before I talk any further past that, let me just disclaim, anything I say tonight or for the rest of the week, we are not promising you can make any money at all. We're going to teach you some incredible skills over the course of the next few days, but you actually have to apply those skills and actually create sales and actually utilize the information to make money. Anything I say is not promising you money. We have an income disclosure link that actually has average earnings across our whole network at the bottom of every single page on any site we ever put up. So check that out and make sure that you look at that and make an informed decision. Back to my story. So I got online. Very shortly later, I'm earning a multiple five-figure monthly income. And then my income stayed stuck for 2.5 or 3 years. It was like a long time of my income just staying at that level. Some months it would go up, some months it would go down, some months it would go up, some months it would go down, some months it would go up, some months it would go down, and then it just kind of was like this all the time, really. Now, it wasn't a bad place to be stuck. I got to admit, it's better than being stuck at like $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. I was stuck at like $30,000 to $40,000 a month. Not an awful place to be stuck. But I still stuck. And then one day I ran across some people that were really ethically selling high-ticket, high-value products to people. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try that. And so one day I decided to see what would happen if I got on a live webinar like this, a live Hangout, and to just sell a retreat that I was going to put on myself because I had a lot of experience and success at the time, and I was at a point where it justified that. And I was just going to sell it live without, at the time without any phone calls. And we're going to talk about the whole no phone call thing in a little bit because it's not the place where most of us are at. But at the time, no phone calls. I just wanted to get on and talk for a while and see if people wanted to buy a $3,500 retreat and to fly out to my house in Costa Rica and to attend that. And so I got on with a very small list. At the time, I only had about 15,000 people on my list. Hit a send button last minute on a Sunday night and got on and started telling stories. And late on a Sunday night in a 2-hour conversation, I sold 10 high-ticket retreats about $3,500 each. And that night I made what I normally was making in my business every 30 days. And I had to take a look at that, and I had to say, you know, there's something magical about offering products to people that give them the value that they want to pay for. See, what I learned after I kind of disassociated from the place where I was at was I started off broke. What I learned was not everybody's broke, and I learned that there are people who want to invest in their future, their education, are willing to pay top dollar for top, you know, level education. And so, you know, we were talking recently in Power Network about what is it that people really need? What is it that people really want, not only in our community, but also in the community around us? What people really want is people really want to learn how to make money a lot faster in their businesses. They want to learn how to go from zero to, you know, a 5-figure income and then just blow past it, right? Well, what happened to me that month, this is the long story, very short, because I did promise to keep this short. I really want to introduce Aaron, give you some concepts that are going to give you some value, and then really encourage you to, if you're not in Power Network, get in and then promote the snot out of this webinar on the 9th, because what we're going to be doing is special and unique. But what happened to me is that month I had my first month where I made 6 figures in a single 30-day period of time, and I did it entirely by introducing a high-ticket model into my business and allowing myself to feel that I'm valuable enough to sell more valuable, more expensive products in my business. And so that's what happened to me. That was several months before Empower Network launched, and then when Empower Network launched, obviously we introduced the Master's course. And what we wanted to teach you guys how to do when we were talking is we really want people to understand how to get high-ticket commissions in their business, whether it's selling Empower Network products or whether it's selling other high-ticket products. We want you to understand how to be able to just go into your business and be able to earn a $3,000 commission, a $1,000 commission, a $5,000 commission, a $10,000 commission by selling things that have more value and therefore are also more expensive to the demographic in your organization that want to buy those things. And so I believe that this concept, and this is the only introduction I'm going to give, is the single most valuable concept you can learn right now in your business. The reason I believe it's the most valuable is because it's what's going to pay you the most, the fastest. I want you to think about it like this, and then I'm going to introduce Aaron here. There's a lot of ways of building an income. There's residual income that's a lot of little purchases from large groups of people. There's like MLM residual income, which is lots of little pequeña commissions from huge amounts of people. There's affiliate income, which is 30-40% commissions from low-end products. And if you think about it, to make $10,000 a month, you could get 100 people on a $100 a month subscription and make $10,000 a month, right? Well, another way of doing that is you could learn how to sell more expensive stuff, and you could make a $10,000 commission like that while you're building your residual income and while you're doing all these other things. And so the reason I wanted to bring Aaron Rashkin out to give you some teasers is, number one, I want to introduce you to him. Aaron has sold more high-ticket stuff personally than anybody I know. There's a lot of people who are in Empower and who are in other organizations who sell a lot of high-ticket stuff, but they do it through phone rooms, they do it through outsourcers. Aaron actually gets on the phone, connects with people personally, and after they connect with him, Aaron has one of the most highest upgrade ratios in Power Network. But not only that, he's earned millions of dollars selling high-ticket products and services to people over the course of the last few years. And so what I want to do is, number one, just edify him. He's one of the top earners here in Empower, one of the people I trust the most in the organization. And tonight I wanted to pick his brain for just a few minutes on, number one, his story, his breakthrough, what created his financial breakthrough in his business, as well as give you a little bit of teaser for what's happening on the 9th. And so, Aaron, without any further ado, I'm just glad to have you on tonight. I would normally give like a way longer introduction, but we did promise to keep it short for people, and I want to make sure people have the opportunity to focus and to promote and to register for this thing on the 9th. So why don't we start off with just sharing your story. And I've heard it a million times. It's one of my favorite stories about how you really broke through financially in the home business world back when you got on the internet and started into the high-ticket stuff. So I'll just turn it over to you with that, bud.
Yeah. How you doing, Dave?
Oh, doing great, bro.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. Happy New Year to you, and Priscilla and the whole family there in Costa Rica. But also, I wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year all around the world, because I think this is our very first event that we did, company-wide, since New Year's last weekend. Or last week, should I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, really excited to be here. And this is a great conversation because like you, Dave, I had a background in traditional multi-level marketing, and I just hung up a call with my team, just here within the last hour, and I was talking about how in traditional multi-level marketing, if you sell, say, $100 case of product, right, and the company pays out 50%, you're splitting $50 with 9 other people. So you're getting, a $5 commission, and it takes no more time, energy, or effort to sell a larger ticket item. And when I want to just kind of make sure that everybody understands, having a more, a higher price or a higher ticket item doesn't mean that it's overpriced. I think that's really, really important. Most big ticket items are actually very underpriced because our goal is to always offer 10 times more value than what the product really costs. So it's never about the price. It's about finding a way to come up with it. And you said something along the lines of something about something being inexpensive or being expensive. It's only expensive if you can't afford it. But what I always like to look at is the fact that it's not that you can't afford it, it's that you can't afford not to have it. In other words, the value that we have always delivered in our product lines, whatever product I was marketing, was always so high and so good that people realize, and this is why I was always able to sell a lot of the higher ticket stuff. Our customers, the people that we were selling to, whether they were in our network or out of our network, they always saw that there was a tremendous amount of value attached to the product. So the price really was very, very low to them, and they couldn't put the money together fast enough. So that's been my experience, Dave, when it comes to introducing a higher ticket product line. Again, it's never about the money, but a person's desire to find it. So,
well, what I like to think about is that I like to think about the transition that I went through when I started thinking differently. Because when I got online, that really, by the way, helped me back just for a huge long time, because I was thinking in terms of where I started, not where everybody is starting, and not where I was then. And what I realized, it was actually after talking to people like you and people like Mark Hoverson and Jay and some of these guys that had been really selling high-ticket, valuable stuff for a long time, that I realized I was not just shortchanging myself by not being willing to invest in higher-level education from people who don't give education to people who don't pay top dollar, but I was also shortchanging my team and my group, because for the people that wanted to invest in higher quality education and better information, I wasn't giving them that outlet to invest. So the truth was, they were either leaving me and joining somebody else's organization where that was available, or they were just buying it somewhere else. And so I was not just shortchanging myself, I was shortchanging my team by being cheap.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's how I felt about it too when I first found out that I could sell more than just $100 case of jungle juice. My last MLM, the company that Sophia, my wife, and I built prior to getting into the internet, onto the internet and getting into internet marketing and learning how to sell top tier and higher ticket products. We were selling this $100 case of juice, and we were actually conditioned to think that was higher priced, right? It was a high priced product at $100, and the way we broke through, the way I broke through. Now, Sophia, my wife, she primarily runs the cold traffic for our business, and I do everything else after the lead is generated. And I generate leads too. I actually posted today on my Facebook about my own blogging history, and I dug up, I don't know if you saw that, Dave, but I dug up some of my old blog statistics from even before Empower launched, and I had somewhere around 200 blog posts that got in the neighborhood of 160 or so thousand, 160,000 visitors. So I did do a lot of blogging to complement our paid traffic. But when we first got online here 5 years ago, my first breakthrough financially was when I realized that the $100 community that I was hanging out with in the MLM world, not to say there's anything wrong with it, but we were hanging around people who were having a hard time coming up with $100, and I wanted to be around the people that were already millionaires, because we came out of this MLM, we were in there for 5 years, the last MLM that we built, and there were some successful people in the company, but a majority of us, right, 99.9% of us were making little or no money, even with a huge team. So even with it's almost like they say, I think they say this down in like the South or maybe in Texas, big hat, no cattle, right? Where you have a huge team but you have a small income. So for us to go from selling $100 products to selling $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and then $40,000 products, we had to have a radical shift. And one thing that I can tell you that I have been a firm believer of for as long as I learned about the high-ticket product sales and the higher-tier commissions, right, where you can make $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in a single transaction, is this reciprocating law. In other words, people that don't ever buy hardly ever sell. And it's so important to, and I know this isn't Empower Network's policy, and I know that this is not, the company policy, that you don't, right, we don't have to buy, right, in order to sell, right? But my feeling is that until you own the product, until you're a product of the product, until you take full ownership of what you're marketing, right, positioning is critical, because it tells me, especially when I've been in the top tier high ticket product lines, how somebody positions themselves in the product line typically tells me A, how they feel about their opportunity, B, how they feel about themselves as the leader, and C, how they feel about the product line that they're going to be selling to other people. So it's really, really important to get through to what you really want. In other words, you need to be specific and clear on how much work and how much income you're looking to generate. And we scale our business. Scaling simply means working less and making more, right? It's kind of like if you drag say like an edit box or a photo or something, and the bottom left corner of the box stays in one spot, and then you drag the rest of it out. That's scaling your image, right, or scaling a photo. Well, your income is the same way. You can actually scale your business and do no more or less work, but make 3, 5, even 10 times the income by selling a higher ticket product line. But again, you want to make sure that you believe in that product line, that you are absolutely certain that that product is going to assist other people, that is going to provide a ton of value, that it's going to be able to bring them to a new place in their business, in their lives, whatever the product is in the market that you're into. So I think it's really important to understand that reciprocating effect and how it really does make or break your success.
Well, I want to ask you about like just a before and after here real quick, because I think it's important, and I've known you forever, and I don't know how much you share this stuff, but before you got into selling higher ticket stuff, you had been in network marketing. It was like me. It was like a long time with like huge teams with relatively no money at all. Just for hilarious effect's sake, and we're not going to mention company names, obviously. But how big was your team, and how much money were you making like right before you started marketing on the internet? Like you had a network marketing team. I can't remember the exact amount, but maybe you could just share that real quick.
Well, we built a team. Sophia and I built a team of over 10,000 customers and distributors in our last MLM, and our check was just a little over $4,000.
So it was like 5,000 people, and your check was $4,000.
No, 10,000. 10,000.
With 10,000 people.
Yeah, we had a team. We built a team in 5 years of over 10,000 people.
So,
and our check was our last check, and I'll tell you the story if you really want to know. But our last check was just a little, like around $4,100. Let's just say.
It was like $4,100 from 10,000 people. I just wanted to repeat that out loud because that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was.
Make fun of it because this is before you were He-Man and had the powers of Grayskull.
Well, it was interesting because it was. I mean, this is literally this month is actually our 5-year anniversary of being full time in on the internet, because we actually resigned from that company the day before Christmas in 2008. It was. And the reason why was because they called to threaten us. They were going to either suspend us or terminate us because we were marketing online. And we weren't cross-recruiting. We never cross-recruited ever. We had people calling us, Dave, after we resigned from the company, and they were begging us to get into our new business, but we didn't enroll anybody because our company had a 12-month policy. So we actually turned away. I would have to imagine the amount of people that contacted us when we resigned from the company, who we turned away. We easily turned away probably $500,000 in commissions in our first year because we didn't want to enroll those people because it was against the company policy. So we actually waited 13 months and just did this completely cold market because we wanted to see if it would work for us. We knew it would work. We were sure it would work, but we wanted the most valuable thing, which was the story. Right?
So real quick, you were making $4,000 a month, and this is just your story. You were making $4,000 a month with 10,000 people.
Yeah.
You got on the internet. You guys had been in network marketing for like a million years. I can't remember how long, but like a million, like all of us. It was like 1 million years. You're back with the dinosaurs. There was Aaron Rashkin prospecting, other caveman. I know the story all too well, trust me. And then you get on the internet and you start selling high-ticket stuff. And what happened, and what was the progression that happened there?
Well, what I started telling you before was that I had to have a financial shift in the way I was thinking, because we came out of being around 10,000 people at these big MLM events where the product was $100, and if somebody was on 2 cases of this stuff and it was $200, they were considered blessed to have that extra $100 a month to invest in their juice. So we came out of this very low ticket mentality. And it's not what I wanted. I knew I had to be around successful people that had a higher financial, thermostat. I knew that I had to have a higher financial thermostat, and the only way for me to get that, it wasn't just by hanging out with the people. It was by investing in the product line that we decided to market. And they had some really powerful, not just mindset training, but they had financial education, and they had, the economic education and training that I required, because I was, I had just paid off a whole bunch of credit cards. I was $60,000 in debt, and I was holding on to my last few $1,000s that I had in the bank. And I was like this. I was like holding that money in my fist, and I realized when I wrote that check to my last credit card company that the only way to receive is to open your hand and let money flow into it. So I actually wrote a check for my final credit card of that $60,000 in debt, knowing that I had no more cash in the bank. Very similar to when we resigned from the MLM company who threatened to terminate or suspend us for marketing online. We didn't have a plan B when we resigned. We actually took a leap of faith that we were going to make this work. I was just telling the story the other day to one of my members when I was out in California for the holidays. And we didn't have any other income coming in. What we had to do is we had to borrow on our credit card, right? We used the money that we didn't have, $10,000 sitting on our coffee table. It wasn't like we were independently wealthy at that point. We, had to borrow the money from a bank. We had to take a risk. We had to take a leap of faith. But we were absolutely 100% certain that if we did the right things, we were going to get the right results. And so that's what we did. And we took that risk, and risk tolerance is a big part of becoming successful with high ticket products, because you first want to own the product, you want to be a product of the product, like I said before, and you want to be able to share what's in that product. Well, when we invested in the very first line of financial education, I studied that product day in and day out. I literally read the books, watched the DVDs, you know, got on the online stuff, and just literally retrained myself to start thinking like a millionaire. And you have to start thinking like a millionaire, and you know this better than anyone, Dave, and Dave Sharpe, and you know some of the top producers in Empower Network. You have to start thinking like a millionaire long before you ever become one. And so we took that, you know, giant step of making an investment when most other people thought it was unwise. Our families thought it was unsafe. You know, they were, are you sure you want to go this deep into the business? And you know, you don't even know if it works. And you know what? My feeling is that, you know, we market the number one thing, or should I say the number one thing that people are buying these days is certainty. And I had so much certainty and so much confidence in my partner, in Sophia, and I had so much confidence in myself that I could make it happen that, you know, they say when your why is strong enough, right, the how part takes care of itself. And so we got started in our first top-tier product line and got fully vested. Our very first product line was $20,000. It was, you know, we paid that money very, very happily. We wanted to bless our sponsor with the success that he was earning from our getting involved at that level and participating and committing at that level. And that was it for us. We knew once we crossed that bridge that it was just a matter of time before we learned how to start marketing it. And it wasn't difficult to start marketing it because we had already owned it and took 100% ownership of our results, and that's what people were buying. They were buying our confidence, they were buying our certainty, and they were buying our belief in what we were selling to them.
Well, you know, I wanted to talk about this for a couple things for just a minute here, because we're running on the time we said we'd spend, and we might go a little bit over, who knows. Because really what we're here to do, guys, is to say that something big is coming, and all of you need to promote the snot out of the January 9th webinar. And if you're not in Empower Network, you're going to want to get in, okay? Because we're going to show you what I'm about to talk about. I realized there was a handful of things missing looking at what we were doing. Number one, it was starting with our own products. Like if you look at even right now, we've got the Master's course, which is $3,500 that pays a $3,000 commission. We've got the 15K, which is $1,000 and pays a $1,000 commission. And what I realize is that there's very different levels of people earning even those commissions out there. You know, there's people who, like, you know, Chris Rushlow, you know, he's your neighbor there. But, you know, Chris has like a 20% rate of people who join and buy everything. And then there's people who have, you know, 1% of their customers who join who buy everything. And then there's all sorts of in-betweens with variant levels of skills. But also, I realize that it's not just that there's that we are also, you know, we haven't been teaching people how to really earn higher level commissions. And also, we don't really have a nuts and bolts on how to do that, on how can you start a business and just start marketing, and you can have a $10,000 commission day by making a few sales, or you can have a $10,000 commission day by making a sale. We didn't really have a nuts and bolts on how to do that. And so what I wanted to do just for a minute is I wanted to pick your brain on, it's not, because yes, we've got you know, making the commitment, making the decision. Obviously, I'm like you in the sense that if I'm going to buy something, or if I'm going to sell something to somebody, I'm going to buy it first because I want to know what's in the product. I want to go through it myself. I want to be able to look somebody in the eye and say, I'm willing to invest in my education, and I want that quality of education that I'm willing to pay for. So anything I've ever sold, I've always bought everything I've ever sold on the internet. I've literally never sold something that I haven't bought or used personally ever. And I'm proud that I can say that. I know not everybody can say that, but if you can't say that from the past, you can say that in your future, right? That from now on you're willing to invest in your own education, in your own future, in your own business. But you know, I realize that there's an addition to buying it and knowing how to sell it, and I realize there's this nuts and bolts missing on how do you really sell high-ticket stuff. What's the difference between somebody who has 20% of their customers buy $5,000 of products, or $10,000 or $20,000 of products, and then another person who, you know, they get in, they buy everything, but then they only have 1% of their customers who are buying all of the products. And so why don't you talk a little bit on just some of the concepts real briefly that are going to help people in selling more expensive stuff, and maybe we can give a little bit of preview for what's coming. I think it's Thursday night is the 9th. I'll have to check on that while you're talking, but I believe it's Thursday night at 9 when we're getting together again.
Yeah, it's funny, Dave. Nobody's ever really interviewed me on how to sell high tickets, so this is like brand new information. I'll just tell you this. I mean, it starts at the click. It's like going from a lead to a leader. When the marketing is done right, okay, I'm going to say this a little bit, a couple different ways. When the marketing is done right, the sales part's a piece of cake because very little is actually required. Okay, you get that?
Yeah.
Right. When you pre-frame, right, your expectations, it's all about expectation conditioning. It's all about price conditioning. It's all about effort conditioning. And when you learn how to market properly from the click, right? Now, this doesn't just mean like if you're running ads or paid advertising or pay-per-click or PPV or CPA network, CPL, CPM. I mean, it doesn't matter how you're marketing, but if you set the tone for the transaction early on, right? There's a good chance that you're going to attract the right people into your marketing funnel who are receiving the message that this is a big business here. This is a big opportunity. Now you're playing in a big game. This is not, just a little, minor league deal here. This is an opportunity for somebody to change the rest of their life. And I think sometimes a lot of people, they want to make a few extra $100 a month or a few extra $1,000 a month, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's really important to let your list, let your subscribers, let your friends, fans, and followers, and all the people that are plugged in and tuned into your station know that, this is what you expect from them from the very beginning, so that when the conversation comes up and you're asking them why they only want to make a few $100 extra per month, right, that you're going to challenge them a little bit, right? When somebody tells me that they only want to make a few extra $100 up to a few extra $1,000 per month, I understand that that'll take some financial pressure off them. That'll pay their bills, that'll pay their mortgage, that'll pay their car notes, that'll pay their home loans, that'll pay their student loans. That'll completely change the financial equation for them. But the reason that I suggest to people to shoot for the 10,000, the 25, and 50 and 100,000 a month, and the reason that we tell people that it'd be a noble goal to become a millionaire, it's not because of the money, although the money's great. It's because of who it takes as a person for you to actually achieve that level of success. And it doesn't just mean that you're some hotshot with a fancy car and a couple houses and taking vacations and traveling all around the world whenever you want. It has to do more with who you're showing up as, not just for yourself, but for your family, your kids, your partner, your spouse, your siblings, your neighbors, your community, right? You taking a stand for other people is a very noble cause. A lot of times people say, Dave, I'll ask somebody how much they want to generate in income. Why are we even on the phone? How much money do you want to make? And somebody will say, well, I'm not, I don't want to be greedy. I just want to be able to take care of myself, right? And I say, well, you may not be greedy, but you're actually very selfish. Why not make $1 million and give it all away if you don't want it all? You want to just take care of your bills and take care of yourself? That's great. But at least have a bigger purpose and a bigger objective to make a difference in other people's lives than just your own. And so that, that message comes through loud and clear from the click, from the first interaction, from the first post you make, from the first link you display, from the banner or the ad or the traffic that you drive. You can start that conversation before people even opt into your funnel, so that when they get inside your world, right, which is really your funnel, whether it be through the sales pages or whether it be through your blog or whether it be through some video channel or whether it be through your social media pages, your fan page, right, whether you're doing something with other bookmarking sites, a Squidoo Lens, or however you market yourself and your business. Now, specifically in Power Network, because your blog is your online home, and without a home, you're homeless on the internet. So without a blog, without a place to call your own, nobody's going to know where to come find you. They're not going to know where to look for you. They're not going to know where to reach out and connect with you. And so it's really important that you send this consistent message of what you expect in your customers, your business partners, your teammates, your clients, right, from the very beginning. And that expectation conditioning goes a long way, because a part of expectation conditioning brings, the conversation to the table that, these people already know what you're here for, and that is to assist them in making those breakthroughs so that they can live the life of their dreams too.
Well, expectation conditioning is, I think, one of the most valuable things that I learned when I was first getting started in my business, and because I remember I was using that to sell, just to recruit people into a company that I was in, and it was like a $500 or $1,000 product purchase when somebody would join to get in at the top level of what I was doing. But I used expectation conditioning to recruit literally 95 to 97% of everyone I would ever get on the phone with, because when I got on the phone with them, they were expecting already to be closed. And I know that you create that in your business as well, where you won't talk to somebody unless they do certain things, and when they do those things, when they get on the phone with you, they are expecting that they're going to need to purchase something more, and so each one of your phone calls is worth exponentially more. There's also some we don't have a ton of time. We've already gone up on 45 minutes. If you were going to give one concept to people that would aid in them being able to sell more expensive stuff, what would that be that's not been covered already? And then let's go in and talk about what's going to happen on the 9th and what people need to do between now and then.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to leave everybody with one thought about how to sell higher ticket products, it's to think bigger. It's to think bigger in terms of leveraging your time, your energy, your effort, your resources, and your capital. Because like I said before, it takes no more time, energy, resources, or capital or effort to sell something big than it does to sell something small. And I'll give you an example just before we wrap up here, Dave. Talk to any successful realtor, okay? Talk to a realtor. It is a proven fact that successful people make their decisions quickly and change their minds very slowly, whereas unsuccessful people make up their minds very slowly and they change their minds very quickly. And so I'll use as an example, somebody takes 2 years or 3 years to make a decision to get started here in business with you, and the very next day they're already canceling, right? But the person who sees an opportunity and knows a good thing when they see it, they're trained for success because they make their decisions quickly and they change their mind very slowly, if ever at all. And if you talk to a realtor who sells big ticket, products, which is, homes or properties, somebody who, that's probably one of the biggest ticket sales there is. Maybe Lear jets or private planes or something like that would cost more, but somebody that sells property, and it's a lot easier to find somebody who sells property than it is to find someone who sells Lear jets. But if you talk to a realtor, they'll tell you they love working with clients who are buying million-dollar homes, because it's not because there's a bigger commission, and I'm sure that's part of it too, but they make their decisions quickly. When they see something that they like, they buy, and they want to put a contract together, they want to get the ball rolling, and they want to close the deal as quickly as possible because they recognize opportunity and they take advantage of it right away. So that's what I'm talking about, Dave, when I say think bigger. Think on a larger scale. Do things that others find boring and uncomfortable, and that is making decisions quickly and making a commitment, because that's what it really boils down to. When you've made the commitment, other people feel that, and that unspoken message that you're sending without even opening up your mouth is that you're confident, you're successful, and you know that what they're going to be buying from you is going to assist them and help them do the exact same thing.
Well, let's talk about, because we've come up here on the shortest live stream that I've ever personally done.
I forced you into it, Dave. You know that.
I know, you were pushing it. You were like, let's keep it short and just, make sure to talk about what's coming on the 9th, because then it's the big announcement. I want you guys to imagine something for a second. Those of you who are watching, we've got several thousand people watching. I actually don't know how many, because I'm not on the page. But imagine if you had the ability to accelerate what what is possible for a normal person in home business or network marketing or direct sales, and to do it 10 times faster. Imagine if you had the ability to where whenever you wanted to, you could generate leads, put them into some kind of a front-end offer, get on the phone with them, and earn a $5,000 or a $10,000 or larger commission from a product that you're selling that just had a little bit more value. Imagine if you had the ability, the confidence to know that anytime you wanted to, anytime you needed to, you could get involved in a business, just have something available that's a little bit more expensive, and you could earn what would take. I want you to think about this for a second. You know, Aaron was talking about $100 per product, $50 paid out in commissions. Down 10 levels is $5 per level. So if you're having a $100 a month auto ship, you're earning $5 from that person. Imagine being able to earn what it would take 1,000 people to earn like that anytime you wanted, in any business that you wanted, just by learning these skills. What we decided in talking is that people really are missing the ability, they're missing the knowledge on how to get people to purchase a $3,500 product like that, how to get people to purchase a $5,000 or $10,000 product like that, how to get people to purchase a 5-figure product who want to purchase those products, and how to build their business and their brand and their communication in a way that dramatically enhances their ability to earn money with speed. That's what we're talking about on the 9th, and that's what we're going to show you how to do. What we want to convey to you is we want to show you how. You're going to have to do it. We're not promising you're going to make any money. We want to show you how to do what Aaron Rashkin does and to get people to make large ticket decisions in your business and get them to invest in a more massive future. We want to teach you how to earn more money more quickly. And so this is what I want you to do between now and the 9th. I believe it's Thursday, right, Aaron? The Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah.
Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're doing a live cast with all the well, not all of them, but a lot of the core leaders here at Empower Network. And we want to show you guys how to earn bigger, how to sell more expensive stuff. Okay, it's going to be extremely valuable for you to get people to that live stream. If you're in Empower Network, I want you to promote the crud out of it. I want you between now and then to make sure that your team is registered for that event coming up on the 9th, that live stream. If you have a team in Empower Network, if you've got members here, if you've got customers here, make sure that you send a message from our team emailer that you can find at the back office, and also to your personal list, and just tell people, hey, you've got to be here on the 9th. This page that you're on right now, if you look at the URL, it's empowernetwork.com/live. If you add $ID equals your username to the end of that link, again, that's $ID equals your username to the end of that link, that will track to you. And if you send people to this page with this discussion with Aaron Rashkin and I, and just let people know, look, this is what's coming on the 9th, and I want to give you a preview of what's coming on the 9th, send people to that page and say, come back here Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to show you how to earn money in your business faster, more quickly, and more scientifically, and do less easy. It was a big breakthrough for me realizing what Aaron Rashkin just said, and a lot of you guys missed it. And it was actually, I believe, listening to him, because I ran into him on a boat party, and I wanted to just try what he was talking about. I ran into him and he said, you know, it's no more effort to sell a high-ticket product than it is to sell a $100 or $200 product. And I said, oh, bull phooey. Of course it takes more effort. It's more expensive. It's going to take 30 times the effort. It's 30 times as much. And so I tried it. And the reality was that when I learned those skills and when I learned what you're going to have the ability to learn when you show up on the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern time, not only was it just as easy to do, I was shocked. I would honestly, and this is just me, this is Dave Wood speaking truthfully, I was shocked at how with these skills, how easy it was to get people to make high-level, high-ticket decisions in their business. It was amazing to me how fast that transformed my ability to profit in my business, how fast it transformed my ability to make money. This is a skill that you can take into any business. And so between now and then, make a buzz, create a stir. If you're not in Empower Network, get in Empower Network, okay? I'm going to tell you the last thing that you're going to want to register, the last thing that you're going to want to do in preparation for what we're going to talk about on the 9th. This is the start of a series of some major life-changing, financial-changing announcements that we're going to be making in Empower Network, starting with the 9th, leading into the event that we're having in Miami. We're having an event in Miami in, I believe, 3 weeks, okay? Not the next week and not the next weekend after that. It's like the dates are in your back office. If you go into your back office and you click on, scroll down on the left-hand side, you click on event tickets, register now. You can register for the event. You can purchase tickets for the event in Miami. I want to encourage you to purchase tickets for Miami. I believe I actually have a discount code for that, and so I'm going to look that up here in a second while Aaron Rashkin has given his final thoughts and give you guys a discount code, because on this page, on this live stream, and this isn't going to be available all week, but this is going to be available tonight for you guys until midnight, I want you guys to make sure that you purchase tickets now to the event that's happening in Miami. I want you to make sure to get there, because if you miss out, you are going to be missing out on not only these major announcements, you're going to be missing out on major ability that you're going to have to make more money in your business from new products that we're announcing in Miami, that you want to make sure that you're in your seat when we're announcing those new products. And so what again do I want you to do? Number one thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you are going to be on this page, empowernetwork.com/live, okay, on the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday. Okay. Number two thing that I want to make sure that you do is let your list know, let your community know that they need to be here on this page on the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for that announcement. Okay. Number three thing I want you to do is I want to make sure that you register for that event coming up in Miami, so you can make sure to capitalize on the information that we're going to share on the 9th, because there will be things in Miami that if you don't go, you are going to be missing out on a massive part of the future, and it's a future that can't be replaced. And I'm saying this to you specifically to create a fear of loss if you don't go, because I learned a long time ago that people will do more for the fear of loss than they will out of desire for gain. And if you miss out on Miami, the reality is that you are going to be missing out on information, on strategies, on product announcements that if you miss out on, not only are you going to be missing discounts, not only are you missing special offers, but you're also going to be missing out on the advantage of taking advantage of a promotional window that's only going to be available for event attendees who make a decision to go. So make sure to register for the event in Miami, because my goal this month is to help you, if you're willing to focus, to have your best income month ever. I know how to do that. I'm going to do that with the leadership here at Empower Network. We're going to teach you how Aaron Rashkin was able to pick up the phone and make a $20,000 and a $40,000 sale. We're going to teach you the science of that, and you want to make sure that you are sitting in a chair, glued to your computer screen, pen and paper and notes, ready to take notes, January 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make a note of that, get people to this page, and let's create some ruckus, because this year is going to be some of you, I can't promise all of you, but people who make a decision, people who are willing to take massive action, those of you who are willing to decide to do something bigger this year, I promise you, you have the ability, based on what we're going to teach you on the 9th, to make 2014 your best year ever. So Aaron, give your final thoughts here, brother, and I'm going to find that discount code for people real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Great stuff, and I can't echo it, strongly enough. Events change lives, and when your life changes, that's when your business has an opportunity to change. And when your life and your business changes, a result of that is your income changes. It never happens the other way around. Your income doesn't change first, your life doesn't change second, and your business changes third. First, you start thinking differently. Then you start acting differently. So you've got to be around people that can not just teach you and train you and inspire you, but actually be a sounding board for you and be a mirror for you. And I know sometimes that can be a little bit uncomfortable, but you have to ask yourself, what's more uncomfortable, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? right? We have 360 days left in 2014. Can you believe that? We're actually already counting down the days left in the year. Here we are just 5 days in. We have 360 days left, and I can tell you right now, over the past 5 days, you know, these 5 days have flown by, and before you know it, it's going to be the end of January, and then it's going to be February and March, and you know how you set up your year is going to determine the pace and the rate at which you grow. So it's critical that you attend the live event. And the last thing I'm going to say here, Dave, before we wrap up and give out this discount code for the event, is that a lot of people will say that the fortune is in the follow-up. And I'm not going to disagree with that, and I'm also not going to agree with it. What I'm going to tell you, and what I want you to take away from this Hangout right now, is that the fortune, right, your fortune, is in your decision. It's in your decision to completely take full control of your finances, your freedom, and your life, like I know I did for mine, and I know Dave did for his, and all the top leaders and earners, and the thousands of other people who've already walked across an Empower Network stage because they did the work, and now they're getting paid for it. And if it's your time, if this is your year, you can't afford not to be with us. So get your event ticket. Dave, why don't you give them the discount code, and then we'll wrap up. My computer has only got 6% charge left, so we got to do it quickly because I'm gonna bounce here any second.
Yeah, guys, I just put it on the page too. If you click private member discount, there's a discount code. It's Wisdom 2014. Again, Wisdom 2014 is the discount code, all lowercase letters, Wisdom 2014. Click on private member discount. Make sure if you haven't done so yet to pick up a handful of event tickets, register for the Miami event, promote the heck out of this page between now and the 9th of January because we're going to show you how, step by step, to get high ticket commissions in your business and to make more money and to get paid what you're worth, some of you for the first time. Wisdom 2014, register for the event, get people to this page, all right, and get ready to make 2014 the best year of your life, the best year of our lives, the best year of Empower Network, because I'm going to show you, Aaron Rashkin is going to show you, the leadership are going to show you a gateway. It's like a door that we're going to open in front of you. If you could imagine a door handle right in front of me, and I'm opening a door and showing you how to step into the dream. That's what we're showing you how to do, and we're going to show you how to do it quickly. Get back here, 9 p.m. Thursday, January 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Register for the event, Wisdom 2014. If you're not in Empower Network, get in, and let's show them, Aaron, how to unlock the keys of the kingdom. With that, I'll end it, folks, and I'll see you on the beaches of the world.